This is otherwise state champ Alex Thompson. This is Josh Elwer from the University of Northern Iowa, and you're listening to Potentially Dangerous on IA Wrestle.
Hey, is this heaven?
No, it's Iowa.
From high school to international wrestling, on the mat and beyond, this is the Potentially Dangerous podcast with the guys from IA Wrestle.
If you're a fighter, you like a fight. If you're an American, you like a fight. If you're an Iowa Hawkeye, you know you're going to get a fight.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes and all your podcast-friendly apps. And follow us on social media platforms at IA Wrestle. Time to strap it up and get to the show.
When the whistle go.
Welcome back to Potentially Dangerous. This is episode 64, presented by MyHouseSportsGear.com. Check them out for all your new gear for this upcoming season. On this episode, we are actually going to do a mixdown from Takedown Radio that I hosted this past weekend on KXNO 1460. Full show of Night of Conflict members, and on this show, I've actually just mixed it down to Albia's Aden Reeves, New Hampton's Michael Millage, and Valley's Joel Shapiro. Go into their matchups in depth of what they think about the potential matchup, the opportunity to wrestle at Carver Hawkeye Arena, and then we go back to their past seasons and the upcoming season that is rapidly approaching for these young men. Give it a listen, and if you got any questions or concerns, if you want to see anybody else from the Night of Conflict on Potentially Dangerous, hit me up on Twitter at HagerTony. Also, you can shoot me an email, iawrestlecontact@gmail.com. Tickets are on sale. VIP tickets are still available on the floor. You can check that all out at iawrestle.com. All your ticket information from $20 to $10. Tickets are still available. Hope to see you all out there. The card is almost finalized. It will be finalized by the end of next week. Rudis is going to be bringing in some great gear for our wrestlers. So without further ado, here is episode 64 of Potentially Dangerous, presented by MyHouse. A guy that I've talked to quite a bit. He's only a sophomore, guys, and this always animated, just willing to talk about wrestling, and I'm excited to have him back this year. Aden Reeves from Albia, Iowa. How are we doing this morning, Aden?
How's it going? I'm doing good.
Aden, last year, freshman coming into the Night of Conflict, you were coming off All-American honors, both freestyle, Greco, at the Cadet Championships at Fargo. Ended up placing third this last year, not getting that title. But you had a lot of buzz going into this last year, I feel. And what was it like, not only having that buzz, but the pressure to perform as a freshman right off the gate, trying to go for that 4 state titles? You don't get it without that first title. Was there a lot of pressure on you?
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of pressure from throughout the state and even within myself, because I expected to win a state title that year and, to perform highly at the state tournament. Things didn't really go together like I wanted them to, but, we live and we learn. I feel like next year I'm going to be better equipped to compete at high school because I've already gone through that and I understand how it works.
Yeah, the jump up from AAU, the wrestling kids around your age, was it difficult at all to know that you're wrestling maybe a junior or a senior? Did that ever cross your mind?
Yeah, I just feel like the wrestling's a little different. Like some people, I don't know, if a kid knows that you're better than him, he doesn't really wrestle you the same as they would in AAU. So it's just different. Like strength levels, you could be wrestling a senior who's 18 years old, and it's just a different feel than you would if you're wrestling a 7th and 8th grader last year in AAU.
Last year there was a lot of national buzz because of what you were able to do in the cadet level, and some of that national buzz has gone away a little bit. Has that given you more or less pressure to start the season off right at the Night of Conflict?
I think it just gives me less pressure. It just gives me motivation to go out there and prove. And in events like Night of Conflict that I'm one of the best wrestlers, you know, at 120 pounds. You know, last year I was at 106 pounds, and I made the big jump to 120. You know, I'm just confident that I can go out and showcase my skills at, like, an event like Night of Conflict and show people that I am one of the best wrestlers in the nation at 120.
So let's talk about that match. October 14th at Carver Hawkeye Arena. You're going to be making your appearance again. We're headed south down to Missouri to find your opponent, Oak Grove's Connor Brown. Brown is a 3-time Missouri State champ, ranked 15th at 120 pounds by Flow Wrestling, taking on somebody that is a veteran again. Last year you were pitted against Portillo, who is a veteran here in Iowa. You talk about that, getting pitted against another veteran that has already proven himself in the wrestling world?
I think it just gives me a good opportunity, like I said, to prove that I'm one of the better wrestlers at 120 pounds in the nation. You know, if I can go out and, you know, have my will with the kid and wrestle the way I want with the kid, I, you know, confidence I can win the match and show that I'm one of the best wrestlers in the nation at 120.
Have you had a chance to scout him at all? Your thoughts on the match?
No, I know of him. I've watched him wrestle, and, you know, I feel pretty confident myself. If I wrestle the way that I can, then I should come out, you know, winning the match. But, you know, it's just everything comes together at the same time. I just got to go out and wrestle my match and wrestle to my full potential.
Last year, I've got this picture in my mind. I'm always on social media and trying to find the right pictures for events when we're promoting stuff, and there's a picture of you with your hands in your face after the Night of Conflict match. Clearly, you thought you were going to win that match against Portillo. And what did you learn from the first event that you think will benefit you against maybe somebody like Brown?
Just like better setups for my attacks, better offense. You know, I wasn't used to like the high school scene yet, and, you know, that match was just kind of a feel of like what it was going to be like in high school. And I feel like 1 year under my belt and then another year up away to Fargo just gives me, you know, a better feel of what my offense needs to be like and what my attacks need to be like.
Have you gone back and looked at that match at all, or have you just kind of forgotten about it?
I've watched it probably 30 times.
What went wrong? What went wrong in that matchup?
I just didn't get him moving enough. I'd stay too square. I didn't get any angles on him. My attacks weren't as good as they should be, and, you know, he was just a veteran. He understood. You know, he controlled the match, honestly. And I had more attacks, but he understood what was going on a little bit better than I did.
Let's move on to what's to come. The high school season, this sucker's looming. Joel Shapiro seen him in here, and he's been fat and happy this summer, eating as much as he can, but he's got a little bit of a cut coming to Night of Conflict. But you at Albia, you were a freshman last year, but let's face it, you were kind of a leader on this team, a face of the team, along with Carter. And he's now not on the team anymore. That leader has gone. His leadership, his friendship is gone. What will this role be like for you this coming season?
I feel like I've accepted like the full leadership role. You know, I've been recently taking some kids in and working with them, you know, just working out with them in the room, you know. Here in probably 25 minutes, I'm going to go do that right now. I have some high school kids coming in and just working out with them. And I like that role. You know, because I feel like I've competed at the national level, you know, a little bit more than those guys, so I can just give them a little bit of insight and stuff I personally think would work, you know, and I feel like, you know, that's a huge part of my role.
Anybody else on the team that you feel like is going to emerge this year as the next Aden Reeves that no one really has heard about?
We have a freshman 106-pounder named Landon Turner who, you know, he's a little young for the grade, if that makes sense. You know, he's just growing up a little bit. He's gaining some weight, and he's going to be at 106 this year, and he's going to be a big 106-pounder. And I'm really looking forward to the things that he can do because the kid's going to be good.
The coaching staff at Albia, I don't know if you watched the state championships all here, me and Guest Studios, but Albia had a couple of guys in the finals, and their coach, Nick Pickerel, had the craziest getup. He had blue slacks, blue shirt, or red shirt, if I remember right, Aden. Wasn't he wearing some kind of... What color was his suit again?
He had a white shirt. I think he had some blue pants and then red shoes with like a blue tie.
How does he fit into the room with you guys? Because it seems like he's one of the wrestlers. That's where he grew up at, but having him on staff, how do you interact with him? Is it difficult to see him as a friend or as a coach? How do you see Coach Pickerel?
I see Coach Pickerel as like one of my best friends. Anytime I need to go work out or go drill, he's always there. But from the coaching standpoint, when he says something, and you can tell he means it. I mean, I would listen to him for anything. So I have a lot of respect for Coach Pickerel, and I view him as one of my best friends, but every word that comes out of his mouth I take into careful consideration.
Tony, I got a question for Aden. Aden, I think I watched you wrestle in the district championships or sectionals, I don't remember which, up at North Polk High School. Is that correct?
I don't think we ever wrestled at North Polk this year.
No? Last year you did?
Nope.
Okay.
Where do you think you saw him at? Do you remember who he wrestled?
I'm trying to remember now, but I think I saw him wrestle. I just don't remember where, but maybe it wasn't at North Polk.
Aden Reeves, I think, rocked the Night of Conflict shoes last year, anyways. But you're going to get a chance to see him.
I saw him wrestling. You wrestled in a tournament somewhere with North Polk, I think, last year, and I saw you guys wrestle, but I just don't remember where.
Well, you're going to get to see him compete at the Night of Conflict
awesome.
This year. Yellow Boot Ecotech. It's solar. You can tell a little bit about your company and why you're going to get behind this event.
Yeah, we're going to get behind that event, and we're going to sponsor a wrestling mat and do some good stuff there. We're going to bring some solar information technology there and some LED technology and just some good energy savings about our solar fans and our installations and different things. It's going to be kind of interesting for people to come and see.
Well, that's exciting. I mean, for you that are listeners that are not familiar with the Night of Conflict, this is a duel at the at Carver Hawkeye Arena. We pit against really some of the best kids in Iowa against the best kids around the country. Doesn't matter if they're a freshman, senior, whoever we feel like is going to give us that national buzz is who we get in the event. And Aden Reeves was one of those guys that came in as a freshman. I didn't really want to have freshmen in the event because I want to keep them and save them for their sophomore, junior year for when they get to be bigger stars. But Aden was one of those guys that we had to have in last year and had to have in this year. And coming back to the event, Aden, I mean, was there Super 32 is going on the same weekend. We're running into that issue with a lot of wrestlers wanting to go to that event because it's obviously a huge name tournament, big exposure. But was there any doubt in your mind that you were not going to come to the Night of Conflict if we sent you a message?
No, I was pretty much the Night of Conflict the whole time. It was a good opportunity to compete, in my home state last year against a good national opponent. And, the same goes for this year. I'm competing in my home state where my family and my friends can come watch me compete. So there's really no doubt in my mind that I was going to wrestle in Iowa City.
So it's as we close out here, your time on the show, it's super, super early. But we have seen some commitments out of sophomores, out of freshmen. And have you thought about that far ahead yet? Do you have any favorites? Have you taken any unofficial visits? Like I said, super early, but has it crossed your mind yet?
I have some schools that I like. I'm not really going to say anything yet, but I just have some schools I like. Not really super interested. I'm just going to sit back and, compete this year, and then, next year the recruiting opens up, and then really work into that when that comes. Where do you see yourself growing into? What weight class? Do you feel like you're growing quickly, or are you going to kind of even out here? I gained a lot of weight from last year to this year. I think that was because I did cut a lot of weight to make 106, but I see myself as like a college 125, 133. Perfect. Well, Aden, I appreciate your time on the show here. Thanks for stepping in for my mishap on getting Renteria on here at the start of the hour. We look forward to you competing at Night of Conflict once again, sponsored by Rudis, and we will talk to you soon. Yep, thank you. Number 30, the 30th ranked wrestler in the class of 2019, Aden Reeves, will be returning to the Night of Conflict October 14th. 2016. So get your tickets. This first segment is brought to you by Yellow Blue Ecotech, ASICS, Casey's General Stores, Adidas, Defense Soap, Nike, and St. Louis Sports Commission. We'll be back right after the break here on KXNO 1460.
We are going to close out this hour with Michael Millage, 2015 Iowa High School State champ last year, runner-up. He's got a phone call. He's going to be taking on Renteria here, who we just got done talking to, kind of a late edition here, and we are excited that it kind of worked out for him to be at the event October 14th. So, Michael, first time I'm talking to you. You always get to talk to Lars and Ross, and this is the first time that I've got to talk to you. So, welcome to Takedown Radio.
Yes. How's it going?
Good, man. Good. Hey, you got done training at Elite Takedown. Was it last night or the night before? Jake had been texting me a little bit.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Thursday night. So you work out at Elite Takedown Club. How often during the week?
We have practices Monday through Thursday, but Tuesdays and Thursdays we kind of do our own individual sessions. Me and Noah Fye and Kenny Anderson and Jake Agnich a lot.
So it sounds like you've been getting great partners, and Jamie Gray has actually just announced that he's going to be moving to New York City. So we wish him the best of luck. He sounds like he's going to be working with Beat the Streets out there, and he has an unbelievable passion for the sport of wrestling and trying to grow it at the grassroots. And he's got this program, and now that Jake Agnich is going to take over, both Wartburg alums at Elite Takedown Club. So check them out online when you get a chance. They are doing something special up there in Waverly. But star of the show here, Michael. You won a state title your freshman year. And last year, obviously, we know what happened. I'm sure, it crossed your mind at one point in time after you won that freshman title, you'd be a 4-state champ. But, your goals have shifted now since that state finals loss. Now that pressure, I guess, is off of you, has it taken a little bit of weight off your shoulders?
I guess I never really thought about just the next 4. I was always one match at a time. But, yeah, I guess I just got to look forward to the next best thing, and that's winning 3.
And winning the next tournaments, it sounds like what you're doing and what Elite Takedown Club is doing for you is they're making you travel. They're traveling to all these big national high school tournaments, and these opportunities to go and be able to compete for Elite Takedown against the best wrestling in the country. Is that something that your parents are kind of pushing, or the club is pushing, or what? You're kind of seem to be like one of the only ones, a few, that do compete nationally in the state of Iowa.
A lot of it was Jamie Gray got a lot of it together, and Jake Agnich, but I do go to a lot of them. That wrestling's the only sport I do. I'm pretty passionate about it, but my parents are pretty supportive of it and want me to go to all them things.
So the Flow Nationals this summer, I feel like you made the finals at that event. That really kind of propelled you on the national scene as far as rankings go. I mean, what did that event do for you, and can you feel that momentum kind of building a little bit to get some more exposure from coaches?
Yeah, it was just the start of things. Going into that tournament, we knew we were going to wrestle the best guys, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. And I did get to wrestle with some good guys like Esco Walker, I don't know, he's like number 8 now or something. Ended up beating him in the semis, and then added Ian Timmons in the finals, which is a pretty good match. That's all I want to do is go out and wrestle the best guys.
Coming into the night of conflict, you are going to be wrestling the best guy in the country at this weight class. When you got the call to say, hey, we want you to wrestle Jason Renteria, was there any hesitation at all?
No hesitation at all. I would have took that match in a heartbeat, because you got to prove yourself somehow, and having the number 1 guy in the nation is one way to do it, and I'm excited. That's what I love.
That's what I love to hear, because we're putting together these matches, and it looks easy on the outside looking in. Oh, you'll just get like the best guy to go in, and then it's so difficult to put these matches together. People don't know, because you'll have wrestlers that don't want to wrestle that type of competition. And then you maybe have a top guy that doesn't want to wrestle somebody that maybe doesn't have that, top 10 caliber. So not easy to put these matches together, so I'm pumped that you are taking on this match, along with Jason Renteria, to take this match as well. And the people of Iowa are going to get to see you compete, on a big stage at Carver Hawkeye Arena. And did you go to the event last year?
I did go and watch it.
What did you think about the event?
Pretty cool, exciting. There's some good matches. I liked setup was nice. I just like watching these top guys compete.
So you've kind of grown. You've grown quite a bit physically and weight-wise. I was really kind of shocked that you took this match, given your size last season. Have you been concentrating on gaining weight for college, or has this just been coming naturally?
It's kind of been coming naturally. I mean, lifting helps a lot, and we do that a lot at New Hampton. Putting on size, it just comes mostly after Fargo. During the summertime, we work pretty hard. But this year, I mean, I put on a lot of size without even planning it, but it'll help in this match coming up.
So you mentioned you're at New Hampton now. How has that training been, and can you discuss a little bit about your move to train and go to school at New Hampton?
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere, I love it. Everyone there has a goal, and they all want to win, and nobody's there just to be average. They all want something big and go out there and be on top, and I like it. Everyone's working hard, and I like surrounding myself with those who have the same goals.
I mean, Keaton Gertz was supposed to take this match, actually, and he's gotten a little bigger than he thought. So I just find it's just interesting that now you're taking on this match. So did he just give up this match for you, or what, man?
No, I had no idea Keaton was even not wrestling in it. I thought he was ready to wrestle. I know now he's playing football. He's doing pretty dang good at that. So I had no idea that he was going to drop the match. And I know I had some other guys lined up, but they were going to Super 32. So this was the next best thing.
Yeah, the Super 32, this is an event that really is it's always been in November, and they moved back the date a little bit. I don't want to say that they're trying to crush the Conflict at Carver, but it feels that way. There's a place for the Conflict at Carver, which takes place the day after the Night of Conflict. So that event is not IA Wrestles or Takedown Wrestling's at all, but I guess that's a topic for another radio show. But Mike, going into your summer training, it sounds like things are going well at Elite Takedown Club. The runner-up finished last year after the state title. Can you take me through that match, and what were your immediate thoughts after?
I guess I was going in the match pretty confident, and I was wrestling well until that very end. Just some little odd positioning. Got to work on. Been working on that. But directly after the match, I was not the same person. I just went in the tunnel and sat there for quite a long time. I didn't know what to do. I just thought about that match over and over again right after. But I can tell you what, it's never going to happen again.
Yeah, looking back at it now, I mean, it's been, how many months has it been? 6 months, let's just say, or 8 months? I can't keep track. But, yeah. I mean, looking back at it now, what are your thoughts on the overall match? And you have some time to reflect on a little bit. And what are your thoughts on the match?
Well, I mean, I was wrestling pretty well, getting to some good shots, and I was scoring. Just one little mistake will hurt you.
Going into your junior year, a lot of buzz around you right now, especially with all the stuff on the national scene, wrestling the Night of Conflict at New Hampton. Junior year's picking up. You can get contacted by college coaches now, and since Flow Nationals, I know that some coaches have been contacting you. I mean, who's on your radar right now? Is there any kind of clear favorites that you're looking at? I
mean, I don't know. I'm trying to just keep my options open right now and go. I know every summer Elite takes a trip and we go visit some colleges, so we get a chance to look at some and see which ones we like. But right now, I mean, I'm undecided. I have no idea.
Have you taken any official visits, or you have anything set up yet?
No, not yet.
Sounds good. Well, you're young, and I always get real nervous when people commit early. So kudos to you and your coaches for coaching you through that. You guys are actually going to be a college combine that's coming to the Elite Takedown. That's going to be coming up. So you can check that out actually on EliteTakedownClub.com. And is that something you're going to be taking part in, where all these college coaches from around the country are going to be coming in to Waverly, Iowa, in an old high school gym that they converted into a wrestling room? Is that something that you're going to be participating in?
Yeah, it's next week. Actually, I'm pretty excited for it. We got some pretty good kids. One California Chase Olma will be coming down. We got to wrestle with one of the top guys in the nation. We just got to practice with them and get better.
Looking towards this matchup, has anything changed since finding out that you were going to wrestle Renteria in your training? Have you been training specifically for this match, or just getting ready for the season?
Yeah, kind of specifically for this match. I know Jake Aden set up a plan, and I like it. It's going to help a lot, and going all out this month. The
push-out rule, you've got a little bit of freestyle experience. Is this something that you feel like could be implemented into folk-style wrestling? I know you haven't done this yet, but you will be. Have you been kind of working on that with your coach?
Kind of. Not so much, though. I mean, freestyle, that's what freestyle is for. It's good that it helps you out for preparing up for this duel even, but as long as I just stay in good position and circle my butt to the center, I should be fine.
Sounds great, Mike. Well, anybody you'd like to thank on the program here today, here on Takedown Radio?
Just coaches and parents.
Perfect. Well, we are going to see Michael Millage versus Jason Renteria, #1 ranked wrestler at Night of Conflict. You can get all the information on iawrestle.com. Appreciate the time here today, Mike.
Yep, thanks for having me.
I've had a pleasure meeting him. I've interviewed him at Valley after I think it was Southeast Polk or Fort Dodge. I can't remember the duel, but I have an opportunity to interview you a little bit, talk to you a little bit about before the show started, about your transition to you're going up a weight. You continuing to grow, and thank you for coming in studio and being part of Takedown Wrestling Radio. So how have you been having fun? You've been kind of just silent but deadly. That is Joel Shapiro, though, in my mind.
Yeah, the studio's pretty cool. Thanks for having me on. Definitely.
And when I think of all the wrestlers that are out there right now in the state of Iowa, not to butter you up, but really you are one of the top wrestlers in the state that has not got a state title yet. The other one I would say maybe is Zach Barnes. He's another wrestler that has not won a state title. Both of you guys are going to be at the Night of Conflict. Both of you came from Waukee. You have a little background with Zach, but this matchup, getting asked to be in the Night of Conflict, what were your immediate thoughts when we asked you to be a part of it?
I was really excited. I thought it was a very unique opportunity to take advantage of. I was originally signed up for Super 32, and then Tony asked me to do this competition, and I said, yes, I'm for sure going to do that. We had some trouble finding some people for me to wrestle, but we did find someone, so that's good.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome matchup. It was hard to find you a match, and that's we already talked about how difficult that is. But last year you were one of those guys that we did like, still kind of young, really on our radar, but you went out and made it easy on us this year. You won freestyle Greco State here in Iowa. You went to won Northern Plains, correct?
Yeah.
You won Northern Plains, and you picked up some big wins for Iowa at the Disney Duels. You were a Fargo All-American. What do you attribute to this success, really kind of on the national scene here this past year?
The key to my success was definitely hitting the weights hard. Right after the season, I knew I had to get stronger if I was going to grow. I just hit the weights 2 hours a day nonstop, and it got me pretty big, and I was able to wrestle these bigger weights a lot better.
I mean, where did you start? Let's say, what did you weigh your 8th grade year?
8th grade year, I was a 115-pounder.
So you've grown quite a bit, and I would say you're when I think of Joel Shapiro's wrestling style, I think of a guy that kind of picks his, I don't say like a bruiser, but I feel like you pick your spots, little low ankle shots.
Yeah.
I mean, is that kind of like your go-to?
Yeah, I like a lot of low shots. I have some nice setups to hit some nice sweep singles, low singles. I got a lot of nice tricks I do.
So this matchup against Danny, I'm going to butcher his name probably. Everyone that listens to Potentially Dangerous knows I butcher these names, but I believe it's Bronigal. Danny Bronigal, number 17 in the country, 2 spots back from you on the Flow Wrestling rankings. And you actually wrestled his brother at Fargo, and he beat you. He got you on trap arm. And do you think you're going to know a little bit more about his brother since you wrestled him?
Yeah, I assume twins wrestle alike. So I don't know. It'll be a good match if he wrestles the same way that his brother did, and I'm really excited to wrestle him.
So Danny is from Illinois. He's coming just across the border to take on Joel Shapiro October 14th. If you're locally here, you can find out more information at iwrestle.com. Click on Night of Conflict. You can get all the information, more on Joel, more on Danny, and how to get tickets for the event. What Cadet Nationals is where kind of Danny got on the scene, where he bursted into the rankings, and Conflict at Carver. He was there last year, so he's wrestled at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Going into this matchup a little bit, have you started training for him? Have you started working on maybe the push out a little bit? What have you done since this match has been announced?
I've definitely started training, not really specifically for him, but I just want to get my cardio up and just start hitting the mat more, getting some top and bottom, because during freestyle season, I didn't really practice much top and bottom wrestling, so that's probably the number one thing I want to practice and get ready for this competition.
So you actually been competing up a weight. You're going to be going down to 160, but a lot of your success has come at 170. Why not stay there? Why go back down?
I only walk around at 173, and I think if I had to stay at 70, I might be a little bit small for the high school season, because that's when people like to cut weight the most. And I'm pretty good at cutting weight. I've been doing it for a while. It's not that much either. It's just 15 pounds at most. And I think I went 160 for Disney Duels, and I felt really strong there. So, yeah, that's why. So,
wrestling freestyle, wrestling folk style this summer. Do you have a favorite style that you like to wrestle?
My favorite style has to be folk style, just because top and bottom wrestling, I like to put legs in a lot usually and do tilts.
Freestyle, you can get in trouble a little bit with the legs.
Yeah.
When you get those legs in, you definitely get in a little bit of trouble. And you've always been, I would say, a little bit lanky for your weight. You got long arms, and so putting those legs in, being able to get on top and crank guys has been a little bit of your signature, I guess. So, but what are you got third place last year?
Mm-hmm.
What are you working on right now to get you over that hump, to get that state title for Valley?
I think to get the state title for Valley, we need to get everyone into the wrestling room to start working harder, because we got some guys that have they have a lot of jobs and they're kind of slacking a little bit, I think. And if we get them in there, I think we're going to win a title for our team.
Last year, dual state championships. It was a great time for your team. What was that experience like for you to have a team like you did last year?
It was incredible. That team was so good. the seniors that graduated, like Stotts, Cobb, and Kothi, there were some really good people, and I'm going to miss them. But I think we definitely have the same kind of people to win another title.
Winning a dual state championship. Valley's known for football. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a huge football stadium, and it's probably better than some Division III NAIA facilities. And what was it like, I guess, being a state champ after the wrestling week was over? I mean, did you guys feel any kind of more sense of pride for your school, knowing that you've been one of the few that have brought home a dual state championships? Has Valley ever brought home a dual state championship?
No, that was their first one, and like that same year we won it in basketball and I think soccer too, and we had like, I don't know, everyone at our school was just excited. We were all having a good time.
Well, going into the traditional state tournament, what was the message for your coach? I mean, at that point, you looked like maybe the favorite to bring home the traditional state tournament. Yourselves, Fort Dodge, Southeast Polk. Obviously, all you guys were really kind of neck and neck all year. What was your message from your coach after winning the dual state championship to go and try to get a individual state title?
Coach Young always emphasizes just take care of yourself, and that'll take care of the team. So he told us all just to focus on ourselves and just go out there and do what we do best.
I'm excited to see how this whole landscape will shake out. Craig, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but last year Fort Dodge they still do. They had like 4 number 1 ranked wrestlers: Bodie Teskey, Sam Cook. There's Tristan Lara in there, Drew Bennett's in there. Tons of really good talent, but they didn't have a full team together. They ranked number 1 going into the state by iWrestle.com, by the predicament, and Southeast Polk went up to Fort Dodge, beat Fort Dodge there, and then Fort Dodge came to Valley. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And did Fort Dodge beat you guys?
No, we beat them. I don't remember the score, but we beat them by like 2 pins or something.
Yeah, there were some big matchups there, and it really kind of opened people's eyes that it's so hard to put together a championship team, because it's not just about the individuals in our sport to put together a dual.
Right.
You know, it's at the traditional state tournament you can really win it with probably 4 guys winning a state title, but Fort Dodge really kind of faltered a little bit at they didn't participate in the dual state championships actually at all. So we look forward to that 3A team race, CIML race. It's intense. So, Joel, thank you for your time. You're going to stick around here to wrap up the hour. But we're going to be talking to another wrestler, JJ Figueroa from California after the break. He's ranked number 8 in the country at 132 pounds. I'm Tony Hager. You're listening to Takedown Wrestling Radio. That was Joel Shapiro. Give him a follow on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle real quick?
At @JShapiro_.
Give him a follow on Twitter, and maybe he'll be a little bit more vocal on Twitter here this coming season as he comes into his own at Valley and being one of the top ranked wrestlers in the country in our Fab 50 rankings at iWrestle.com. We'll be back after the short time out here on Takedown Wrestling Radio, 1460 KXNO.
They call me Big John Stud, my middle name Mud. Dirty water flow, too much for you thug. I can't stand